I just wanna let y'all know
I'm your pusher.
the world is about to feel something that
I'm
they
your
never
pusher.
felt before.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Grown Ass Man Show. This is our NFL edition. These guys want to run down division by division and I guess pick who they think is going to be the best and the worst teams. And we're going to start with the easy one, the AFC East.
It's common knowledge, Pats.
Patriots, but they're going to take the under on their wins because
So 11.5, right?
11 and a half. They're going to win 10 games because they're out of division. They should lose a couple of those.
I think it's AFC South is like their main one right there, and
Yep.
they could easily go 1-3 against them. Mm-hmm. And pretty much everybody else is 5 and 6 win teams right there, just beating on each other and nobody else.
That's funny though. Miami always has the number, it seems like.
Yeah.
Miami has that number because they always play
At home.
Game.
Always
that
one
one
home game.
Miami.
When they're in Miami, and
But-
it's always kind of a rain situation. Yeah. But they flipped the games this year, so they play in New England early,
And
Miami late.
That actually makes it better football, to tell you the truth.
But I don't see anything from the other three. I mean, the Bills are going to be back to where the Bills were. The Jets, if Sam Darnold gets in there, it might be a little bit of help.
Teddy Bridgewater looked pretty
Oh,
good.
goddamn, did he look good?
Yeah.
So by default, the
forget Teddy
Patriots
can
are
play.
in the East, which brings us to the North. Again, by default, it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
They've been the most consistent team. They're in the playoffs every year. I mean,
Although-
I don't know how many.
The Ravens look pretty good.
I haven't really been paying attention to
The
them.
Ravens got Michael Crabtree. They got
They got
John
new
Brown.
receivers, which they needed.
They got John Brown, and they also got his name escapes me. They got a pretty good receiving core. They're actually pretty deep at receiver.
So who's bringing up the South?
The South, I'm gonna go with the
Houston?
Nashville
Okay. You go for Tennessee.
Titans.
Really?
They won the playoffs last year
Yeah, they were. They were.
by default.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a nine win.
I would say if this was a year later, I would say Houston would run away with it. But, Deshaun Watson looked like, friggin' God last year those first 6 weeks. What do you have, like 20 touchdowns or some shit like that? But it's an ACL tear. It's not the year you come back, it's a year later. So the year later, that's really when to look for them. I think they're going to be a second-place team. I think Jacksonville, because that defense is so good. Leonard Fournette dropped 15 pounds, which is good on the knees. He will be running the ball. He's going to get 1,600 yards. I see Jacksonville winning the division. I do see Houston as one of the wild card teams.
And out in the West, man, it's going to be the Chargers.
I think the Chargers.
I think the Chargers too. They are my dark
Chargers,
horse. They're my Super Bowl dark horse.
It's definitely the
Yeah.
Rivers' year to do something
Yep.
big here.
That defense now is
They were
probably the
clicking
best
last
in the
year.
division.
I think they're kind of struggling with is kind of playing a new stadium all of a sudden. So this is the second year in the new stadium
in front of 20,000 people every time.
So,
but
they're in the second year there. They're all settled in.
And of course, for second place, we'll talk about his favorite team in the
probably-
world
probably
with his
the
favorite
Raiders.
coach of all time, the Raiders.
Probably
The Raiders are going to win
following
6
up.
games.
We'll see, man. They better be good by the time they get here.
They're going to win 6 games. I see what happening between Gruden and Derek Carr. One of them won't make it to Vegas. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah,
What do you think about Kansas City?
Kansas City, I got as my wild card.
I do too. I
love Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
I love
But
Pat
the rest
Mahomes.
of the team, the thing was you put him in there, but you got the rest of the team. You got the running, but you got speed.
Did you see that 70-yard pass in the air?
Yep. Kid's got a gun on him.
He's got a gun.
I mean, Alex Smith, he's a good game manager, but Mahomes got a freaking gun on him.
Let's flip it over
And
to the
Denver-
NFC, the East, Giants.
You got the Giants winning the division?
See, man, is the Eli's got to do something.
I see the Eagles winning the division, but I do see the Giants taking second.
Eli's
I got
gotta
the
do
cow
something.
bitches.
Really?
Wow,
Yeah.
man, he believes in Prescott, huh?
He really believes in him.
No, it's
That's
not even a
impressive.
fact. Everybody forgets Ezekiel Elliott missed 6 games.
Yeah.
You figure he's the difference in 3 of those games. So that would put them, at 12-4?
I don't
see
see.
him.
I see him nowhere near there. I see him. It's with the Cowboys. What are they going to be? 8-8.
Well, they were 13-3 the year before. The Eagles went 13-3 last year. The Eagles got lucky. They got both games with Zeke Elliott missing.
How do you get lucky when you win the Super Bowl
But I'm just saying they got lucky because
against the Cowboys?
they got lucky because one of those games was really, 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 really close. And if Elliott would have been there, he would have been a difference maker.
I don't know.
I just don't see the only one you can count out in that division is just the
Washington.
Redskins.
Until Daniel Snyder, something happens to him, that team is going to be... It's basically like my Knicks. Until you get rid of Dolan, it's the same thing as the Skins.
Now, you guys might want to take a nap during this next division. We're going to talk about the NFC North.
Between Green Bay and Minnesota.
Yeah,
I mean,
Minnesota
there's
made
some
the
two
Super Bowl
good
last
teams
year.
there. I think Chicago's a little bit better. I think Detroit is, well, Detroit, but I think Minnesota winning the division and Green Bay just a game out, and they're going to be one of the wild card teams.
We'll see, because I really think Mitch Trubisky is like 2 years away from being a bar back for you guys over at Aria.
Might be.
He'll be, we'll see.
Who do you guys?
I'm gonna take Detroit
to win the division.
to win the division. No, you know what?
I'm just going to say, what are you smoking? I want some of that.
I'll take Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota for sure.
And that Minnesota defense, that's enough right there.
Well, you know my
I don't
thoughts
know
on
about the
defense.
South, so I know
Yeah.
the West for sure. We got Seattle.
The South.
Oof.
I tell you what, the South is going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not buying the Saints. I just really am not buying the Saints. Carolina's going to be okay. I think that they, with the wide receiver they drafted, DJ Moore, he's an elite talent. So he's going to catch about 85, 90 balls this year. Atlanta, they're really who they are. They're an 8-8 team.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Carolina out of the South.
I'm taking New Orleans.
Yeah,
I'm a believer in I'm a big time believer in New Orleans this year.
I'll take Atlanta.
I got Carolina second as my other wild card team, and Atlanta. Those teams are going to be beating each other up, and Tampa is what they are.
And then you got Seattle again by default.
Yeah.
I got Seattle. Seattle, everybody forgets the last 3 games, Seattle was missing 15 starters. And they missed a game by one. They were 10-6 last year. They missed a game. They missed the playoffs. But I tell you what, they got younger, and better. The talent drop off wasn't that much. But I think everybody keeps crowing about San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Everybody's jerking off Garoppolo. It's just him and a bunch of nobodies on there.
Yeah.
As you say,
Well,
a couple are going to be our barbacks and porters next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really don't see it. Arizona, they play as tough as they can.
I feel bad for Larry Fitzgerald. It's his last year, and
they got it.
Stuck with that team.
yeah, but hey, you know what? I give him all the props in the world right there.
David Johnson's a good player, but their defense has got a bunch of guys that were standing around the barrel singing a couple years ago.
And I said I like the Rams. I see him doing it again this year.
No way. You know what? They got 2 middle-aged corners.
Yeah, no, the Rams supposed to be a team to beat too.
Yeah.
We were talking about get 2 LA teams. Really
I'm gonna give you the Rams as a wild card, and I'm gonna take Tampa as my other wild card.
I like hearing that, but I'm just
Browns wild card.
say Browns. Well,
Browns wild card.
I'm gonna go with
good
Jacksonville.
Browns wild
I
card.
had Tennessee and Kansas City.
And I got
Excuse me,
KC.
Houston and Kansas City is mine. Okay, so AFC. Who do you think's going to win the AFC?
It's the Patriots division to lose.
No way.
A conference.
But
to
I
lose.
like I was
way.
saying earlier, this might be probably
it's-
talent-wise the worst team. I mean, it's still good, but it might be the least talented team they've had in like 10 years.
They're not a very talented team.
I'm as weird as to say, going against the grain, I think the Chargers are going to win the AFC. I really think they can.
It's going to be for me. It's going to be between the Chargers and Kansas City.
And we'll win that. I think the Chargers because they'll be at home.
I'm gonna take KC because whoever wins that division, if the Chargers have to go there.
Oh no! Whoever if it's in Kansas City, I mean, that's one of the best home divisions or home field, whatever. But no, I like the Chargers on that side. And who do you got? Who do you got for the NFC?
It's funny when you look at it like that because I mean, a KC versus Minnesota would be the oddest Super Bowl I've ever seen. But ain't no way Dallas makes it run it this year.
You know what? That's a mixed bag. Any one of these teams could beat on any given day. They can beat each other. But I tell you what, for one last run, I'm gonna give Cam one last run.
You're gonna get one last chance. I'm going to the other side. I'm going same division, but I'm going New Orleans. I think Drew Brees. This might be Drew Brees' last year. But
A lot of guys right now.
yeah,
It's
but
pretty
he's
wild.
well. Look at.
You got,
I mean, look. The funny part is you look at the top quarterbacks right
I
now.
mean, like,
all 38, 39, 40 years
That's what I'm
old.
saying. You got Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, you can't hit them anymore. That's why.
Well,
they
that's
lasted
why.
So long.
Well, that's going to be the
Drew
big
Brees.
question right now with the new, hitting rules. I'll tell everybody right now, your first 6 weeks of the NFL season, overs. You bet the shit out of them.
But it's gonna be a battle of the barbecue.
Yeah.
Kansas City versus Carolina.
I got Chargers in New Orleans.
That'd be a fresh one.
Who do you got, Nick?
I got the Browns versus Minnesota.
And
The Cold Bowl.
Let's see what happens, man.
With no Nick, and you know what? I haven't seen him drinking a beer today. But anyway,
yeah.
I
No,
will
he
see-
drank one. He drank one. I
Oh,
saw him.
Jake too.
Yep.
But we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Boom.
Peace, y'all.
That was good. I was like.